Let's get into crypto. And why crypto lost $1 trillion. Listen, family. First, I'm going to say peace and love and get right with the Most High. Crypto is very volatile. Crypto goes 24 hours a day. It's not like the stock market where it shuts down at a certain time, and at a certain time you can't do nothing with the stock market. Crypto still keeps going and going and going and going. So, why did I get out when I got out in crypto? What was the signs for me to even get out? That's the $1 million question. Why I don't buy on the dip? None of that stuff when it comes to crypto. It's very volatile. If you know how to read charts, you know how to read charts, you know when it's head and shoulders, cup handle, if you know how to read charts. It takes a while to learn it. It does. It's trial and error too. It is. You win some, you lose some. Do you win all the time? No. You win a lot of times, but not all the times. There's losses too. If people try to act like they win all the time, it's a lie. You get losses here and there, you know. As long as you win more than you lose, you're all right. You know what I mean? Everything's speculative. You know, so don't let people lie to you about that. Do I think that crypto is worth it? Yeah, the flip. You know what I mean? Yeah, the flip. Not to hold it. No, I ain't holding that. No. I ain't holding nothing like that. If I'm holding stuff, man, it's going to be stuff that's hard assets. Real estate. You know what I mean? Metals, bullion. That's the stuff I'm holding. I'm not going to hold to nothing that's on a computer, nothing that people can take away from me, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me. You know what I mean? Excuse me, I think I'm coming down with something too. That's why my nose. But no, I'm not gonna hold on to none of that stuff. No, just like with day trading. Some things I swing trade, you know, I hold and then let it go up, and then I sell and stuff like that. Some things I do like that. It's like Nvidia and all them things, right? Seven stocks is propping up the stock market, but there's all-time highs in the stock market. But the top 7, they take the money from one company, move it to another company, then move it to this company, move it to this company, and stuff like that. So there's a big bubble that's about to bust and all that, right? You all these people in a rush for AI and then hoping that's profitable, buying this $30,000 chips from NVIDIA and stuff like that, you know. What good is AI if people don't got no jobs? Who's going to buy it? These people are so weird, man. You know what I mean? Like, common sense ain't that common. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. But, all jokes aside, why did they lose so much money? Because a lot of people think they know what they're talking about and they have no clue what they're talking about. FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. FOMO. And they get all these hypes. You get people on social media, just like with politics and stuff like that. And there's a whole bunch of FOMO and things like that, right? That people fall for. People fall for anything nowadays. They do. I'm sorry, this thing is bothering me right here. I keep looking at it and it's sticking up like that. Look weird. Fear of missing out. Family, listen. You get in, you get out. Anything that's digitalized, they can take from you. They can. Bitcoin drops down. Let's say Bitcoin goes 50,000. Should you buy in? No. I don't think so. If it dropped to 30, I'll buy in. Maybe. I see how much of a bear market is going to be. But I think it's going to go low. Now, I think people are missing out the bigger point of crypto. And what the GOV is going to do with crypto. The GOV is going to reevaluate crypto just like they're going to reevaluate gold. And that 38 trillion, which is way more than that. I don't know why people keep saying 38 trillion because it's over 100 or something trillion dollars that we're in debt. But that 38 trillion or the 100 or something trillion is going to disappear. When the government reevaluates gold, it's going to be about $20,000 an ounce. Is it going to go up to 20,000 right off the back? No. It's going to take time. But once the GOV says it's worth that, it will go up that. If the GOV has 1,000 Bitcoins and it says worth $1 million, even though it's at 50, 30,000, eventually it'll go up to $1 million in time. Because the GOV says it's worth it. So why did they lose so much money? Maybe because BlackRock lost a lot of money. You ever thought about that? A lot of these hedge funds lose a lot of money because of the car market, the housing market, and stuff like that. That people are losing money. So they're recouping from, hey, let's take the money out of here and put it over here. Because we took this loss over here, so we got to do this so we can make more money over here. That's how they do it. You got to learn how to do the same thing. Take advantage of the system, just like they take advantage of you. That's just it, you know. I know a lot, but I know a little bit about everything. You know what I mean? And I'm laughing because people don't do their research. They don't look like YouTube. YouTube is okay, bro. Like, but it's not information, man. You know, there's stuff that's going on that you don't see in the news here, right? But you see it in other countries. And all that. So people just make your money off of it. Do what you do. Invest wisely. And get what you can out of it. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Ain't enough research in the world that you could do of how the markets go and stuff like that. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I do. But, you know, when you're playing, you got to play. And you got to play to play. And sometimes there's a risk, but the rewards is sometimes a lot greater than the risk. Sometimes the risk is worth taking when the rewards is greater, if it makes sense. All right? Be careful where you put your money into. You can put your money in stuff where you can make more money. And all that. Invest into different endeavors. People say, oh, stick to one business. And this, that, and third. Yes. Stick to one business model to get where you're going. Once you got to where you're going, you're gonna need multiple streams of income. That just it is what it is. And you don't need a ton of money to start a business. Let me give you business 101. As long as you can solve a problem for somebody with money, or just solve a problem, period, your business will always thrive. Always will thrive. As long as you can solve problems. Once you learn how to solve problems, the sky's the limit. Yeah. That's business 101. Not just selling, not just transporting. If you can solve people's problems, you'll be in business forever. Because once you solve their problems, it's less of an expense for them. So they give you the money to save money. That's just business 101. All right, peace and love. Get right with the Most High. And be careful with these people on social media, man. Please be careful with these people on social media. Some mean well, and some are just miserable. All right, man. Catch you on the next one.